अगले 2 वर्षों को सेना ने एयरसॉफ्ट नेटवर्किंग और डेटा सेंट्रिसिटी के रूप में अपनाया है। इससे कनेक्टिविटी, इंफॉर्मेशन फ्लो और डिसीजन मेकिंग और बेहतर हो। The situation along the northern front remains stable but needs constant vigilance.
We are discussing 3 important changes of the Indian Army. The Indian Army is in the middle of transformation, called the Decade of Transformation since 2023. Indian Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi in the past 2 days has announced 3 critical changes which are worth taking note of. I'll run you through these 3 changes. The first is called the Integrated Battle Group, formation of a new deadly force within the army. Second is called the Missile Force, which the General has said will be formed on the lines of what China and Pakistan already have. The third he announced today at the Army Day Parade at Jaipur. The Army Day Parade was at Jaipur today. Today, the January 15th, is the Army Day, and he announced 2 important changes as part of the Decade of Transformation. These 2 years, that is 2026 and 2027, will be for network-centric capability and for data-centric capability of the forces. I'll explain these 2 phrases now as we move forward. First of all, network-centric capability means the ability of the army to react quickly to situations that need superfast sensors, multiple sensors, satellite imagery, and also UAVs to pick up reconnaissance feeds. Now, this needs to be collated and put to the battlefield commander and also to the commanders in the headquarters, say in Delhi, or the Northern Army Command at Udhampur, or the Western Command at Chandimandir, or the Southwestern Command in Jaipur, and also in the eastern side with the facing the Chinese and the Burmese front. This is network-centric capability. Data travels in real time. Now, to achieve this network-centric capability, the ability to take a decision quickly, you need data, and data is collated on the basis of algorithms. These algorithms run on the basis of how the army will feed them and how things change. Now, the Army Chief today at the Army Day Parade made it clear that the next 2 years will be strengthening data-centric capability and networking of the Indian Army. These 2 are interlinked in way of communication and also the ability to decide. In today's warfare, the speed of decision-making will decide who is the winner. It is the matter of just split seconds or a few seconds. Who is quicker to react, who is quicker to attack, who is faster to defend. It's very important to defend, as we saw in Operation Sindoor, that the Indian air defense was very good and stopped all the barrage of Pakistani missiles and aerial threats. This decade of transformation started in 2023, and this is part of the transformation has speeded up after Operation Sindoor. It was planned in 2020 when the India-China border tension started. That was in April 2020. Things have eased out at the border with China around October 2024, and things are still easing out, as the Indian Army Chief said in his press conference on January 13th, that things at the LAC, that is the line of actual control, the de facto border between India and China, are stable, but they need vigil. Now comes the critical point, the other 2 aspects the Indian Army Chief has spoken in the past 2 days. First, he spoke about integrated battle groups. These will be formed in the Mountain Strike Corps. The Mountain Strike Corps, as the readers and viewers may be aware, is facing China. It is in the Himalayas. The name tells it, the Mountain Strike Corps is in the Himalayas. The army will form 4 integrated battle groups. These will be bigger than a brigade. An Indian Army's brigade is around 3,500 to 4,000 men. A division is around 10,000 to 11,000, 12,000 men. The integrated battle group will be bigger than a brigade, smaller than a division, will be headed by a major general, and will have all arms integrated into it. That will include artillery, armored, aviation, paras, infantry, everything. It will be a quick reaction, agile force to tackle an immediate threat. Now comes the second point, the missile force. Army Chief General Dwivedi also mentioned on the January 13th at a press conference in New Delhi that a missile force is being formed. The missile force is being formed because of long-range weapons are being developed. The Pinaka weapon system, multi-barrel rocket launch system, now has a range, has been tested to 120 kilometers. There is a Pralay missile being tested for 300 to 500 kilometers. There is a BrahMos missile, and integrating all these along with other upcoming rocket forces, the rocket arsenal and the rocketry, the Indian Army will form a missile force. So far, these missiles like the BrahMos, the Pralay or the Pinaka are used by the Indian artillery or the air defense. These are the two arms of the army which use it. This will be fused into a missile force. China already has one, Pakistan has one. This will be a dedicated missile force targeting dedicated selected spots. The range of these artillery rockets or these rockets is being extended. There is also possibility of ramjet engines on these specific places. Ramjet engines have been tested on artillery pieces of the 15mm artillery pieces of the Indian Army successfully. IIT Madras and the Indian Army were running a program to have ramjet engines which make these artillery shells travel longer. Indian Army Chief General Dwivedi also made it clear that if this was programmed, the artillery shells was successful, the Army will try and have this in the rockets also, that is the Pinaka and the Pralay, to have a ramjet engine on these to make them travel longer distances. Now, these things are important, they are changing, they are part of the transformation. The Army's restructuring has also happened on 2-3 other fronts which the Tribune has written about extensively. One is the Shaktiban artillery regiments and one is the Divyastra batteries. These two are restructuring of the artillery regiment and they are being converted into a strike formation. The artillery will be like a strike formation. And also coming up is a Rudra Light Battalion. Some of them were displayed today, Army Depot at Jaipur. The Rudra Light Battalion will be smaller than a normal regiment and will be like a light commando. Correct. The it's a Rudra regiment, not the Rudra Battalion. Rudra regiment is an all-arms regiment and has come up in 2 selected places at the moment in the Himalayas. The fourth is what is called the Bhairav Light Battalion. I accidentally mentioned the Rudra Battalion earlier. It's the Bhairav Light Battalion, which is a light commando battalion which was displayed at the Jaipur parade today. These 4 changes, along with the 3 changes which I told you earlier, will form what is the crux of the Indian Army's reformation or transformation in the next 2-3 years. Keep on watching the Tribune. We'll keep you updated. With me is Tribune's photographer Mukesh Agarwal. Thank you.